What is up, everyone? It is BlazerKid67, and today is the best day ever. And why is it the best day ever today? Just why? And why the hell are you playing Splinter Cell right now? That is because today is the day where Ubisoft announced the Spies vs. Mercs game mode in Splinter Cell Blacklist. I can't believe it. I have been waiting for this for years and years, and Ubisoft, they weren't listening to my cries. I was like, oh, come on, Ubisoft, give me Spies vs. Mercs and Splinter Cell, please. And they finally did it this year. Hopefully they do it right, but it doesn't matter right now at this point. I'm just happy that they announced it. Later on, we'll get on to the details about what they need to do. But for now, I'm just going to tell you guys, Pandora Tomorrow was the first Splinter Cell I played. I didn't play the first one. The first one I just completely skipped over. But Pandora Tomorrow I played. I enjoyed it. The single player was really good. And I beat it. And I played it on hard and beat it. And I was just done with the game. You know how you're so done with the single player game where you just destroyed all the difficulties and you're just like, I loved this game, but there's nothing to do now. So I noticed that there was a multiplayer mode. And I was like, okay, how the hell do I play this multiplayer mode? So I went on the internet, surfed the web, figured out that you needed Xbox Live, because I didn't know anything about Xbox Live at the time. I was only in 5th grade. So I figured out how to set my Xbox up to where I could play Xbox Live, and I bought a membership. Well, my dad purchased a membership for me since I was too young. And you know, he gave me the permission to play, and I was happy. And I got on Pandora Tomorrow, jumped into a game, and just loved the mode from there on out. I couldn't get enough of Spies vs. Mercs. It was an amazing, very polished game mode. I mean, you guys might think I'm fanboying right now, but it was probably the most polished game mode I've ever played in any game, ever. Any multiplayer game. I'm being serious with you guys. So let me just talk about it a little bit. So, of course, just like the name, you can either be the Spies or the Mercs. The Spies are trying to neutralize these outposts that are laid out around the map, and the Mercs are defending that. They don't want you to get it. So, the Spies have all these gadgets, and you know, you have a full arsenal of, you can have flash grenades, you can have chaff grenades like this, they disable the Mercs visors, and just anything electronic, it automatically disables it. You know, the Mercs can have motion tracking visors and landmines and all these really cool things, all these cool gadgets. Each side had something unique to it, which is what made the mode so great. But Pandora Tomorrow was a little basic, which made it good. Basic is not always bad. Sometimes people think, oh, he said basic, that means it must be boring as hell. No, sometimes basic is good. When something is basic, usually that means it's balanced. 9 times out of 10, to be honest with you guys. But then let's move on to Splinter Cell Chaos Theory, where the Mercs were just straight up overpowered. They had everything at their arsenal. You know, they gave the Mercs shotguns. You could choose a sniper rifle. You could choose a machine gun. They could charge at you, spin around in circles and smack you, choke you out. The Mercs were just overpowered. And a lot of people complained about it. Nobody really complained about anybody being overpowered in Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow. But in Chaos Theory, it was just, I don't know what they were thinking. I mean, the multiplayer mode was cool because they added a lot of stuff to the Spies too, but the Mercs, they just, because I mean, I guess the Mercs were a little underpowered in Pandora Tomorrow now that I think about it, but it wasn't to the point where the game was broken. Like I said, it was balanced. It was just, you know, when you were a Merc, nobody enjoyed being a Merc because you were basic. You were stiff as hell. You were in first person. It was super stiff. You know, you had a visor for motion tracking, and you know, you can read electromagnetic devices and stuff, but that doesn't help you at all. I mean, you're versing this thing that these people that can jump up in rafters and jump down on your head and shoot you and annoy you, and throw down smoke grenades so you can't see. And yeah, I guess at that time the Mercs weren't very enjoyable to play with, and people, I guess we can all agree with that if you guys have played it before. You know, not a lot of people played the Splinter Cell multiplayer, and I was actually looking at the comments on the IGN announcement trailer, and people were like, why the hell would they do this? Why would they add multiplayer to Splinter Cell? Like it's something new. It's not new, guys. It's not new. I mean, I don't know why people were doing that. Don't. You know, it's funny, people automatically cry about something without actually doing the research. Anytime I see something, I do research, no matter what. If anybody tells me anything about news, or I don't just automatically soak in the information and be like, oh, that must be true. You know, I have to go on the internet and do some research. People don't want to do that anymore nowadays. Let's not, you know, I'm just gonna get off that subject, because I could go on this whole video talking about that BS, but that's not solving anything. We're talking about Spies versus Mercs being so beast. I love it, I love it, I love it. They just need to make sure in Blacklist that they include at least everything Pandora Tomorrow did. It can be as basic as that game, I wouldn't care. And try to make sure that the Mercs aren't you know, too overpowered like they were in Chaos Theory. Don't give them all those arsenals don't give them like a whole arsenal of weapons like they had before. Make it where it was like Pandora Tomorrow, where they only had the machine gun, and they, you know, the machine gun made it easier for the Spies, but then, you know, the Mercs could still kill the Spies. They weren't too underpowered. So make it like that. Don't take the Chaos Theory route and say, oh, let's just give the Mercs all this stuff and give the Spies nothing. No, don't do that. Because everyone, trust me, if you guys buy this game and they do the multiplayer mode right, you are going to love playing as the Spies. The Mercs you probably aren't going to like. But who cares? Of course the Mercs are in first person. First person gameplay gets boring after a while, especially after you play Call of Duty. And especially if you play Call of Duty a lot. But like I said, I am glad that they are bringing this mode back. Thank you, Ubisoft. You listened to me. You heard my cries of wolf. You heard me. I love you guys. I love you, Ubisoft. But you guys really need to look out for Splinter Cell Blacklist. If they do it right, I'm gonna make a new video later on if they give us the details about the multiplayer mode, and I'll tell you guys about what I think, how good it's gonna be, and how bad, and what's the ups and what's the downs. So hope you guys like this video. Watch out for Splinter Cell Blacklist. It's gonna be amazing. Hopefully. Do it right, Ubisoft. Do it right. Peace out, guys.